What's up, guys? Welcome back to another day in the dungeon with Ty. Today we're going to be hitting a leg workout, starting off here with my warm-ups. I pretty much always have the same warm-up routine. If you've watched some of my other videos, you've probably seen this warm-up routine before and before one of my leg workouts. I like to start on the treadmill for about 3 to 6 minutes, kind of depending on how long it takes me to warm up for the day. It's pretty cold now in January, so it takes me a little bit longer on the treadmill to warm up. Then usually I start out with some body weight squats, just kind of going to a full depth, doing a little bit of pulsing in the middle, trying to get the legs warm. I like wearing these running tights when I do my leg workouts. Keeps my legs nice and warm in between sets and just feel a little bit stronger with them on than with them out. I do my leg swings front to back and then side to side, somewhere between 8 and 12 repetitions depending on how warm I feel and how warm I want to get and how heavy the workout's going to be today. It's always important to get a good warm up, especially before you're going to lift heavy and especially before you're going to lift legs and before you're going to put a load on your spine. You want to be warm and prepared to lift the weights. So I usually squat about a quarter of how much I'm going to be for my top set for about 5 repetitions, and then 50% of my top set for the day for about 5 repetitions, and then 75% of my top set for the day for between 1 and 3 repetitions depending on how I'm feeling. Then I'll move into my top set. I'm super proud of these squats that I did this morning. I've been increasing my flexibility and working on stretching a lot so that I can increase my squat depth. Reached absolutely as low as I could possibly go here. I'm like maybe 12 inches off the floor there at the bottom of the repetition with 285 pounds and at 6'3". That's pretty solid for me. That's definitely the best and the lowest I've ever been able to squat. I don't think it's always necessary to go this low, but my goal is to get as strong as I can, also build as much muscle as I can. So going through this bottom end of the range of motion is definitely improving my strength and improving how much muscle breakdown I'm doing. Squeezing out that last repetition there. I was only able to get 5 before failure, but felt pretty solid about it, and then ended up getting 2 more sets of 3 and 3 with 30 seconds rest in between afterwards. Then we moved on to a Romanian style deadlift, keeping the legs straight here, trying to work on the hamstrings and glutes. This is also with 285 pounds for a set of 6, about 4 repetitions in here. My grip starts to fail. You can see the bar gets a little further into the tips of my fingers, and I'm struggling to hold on to that weight as I finish out my last couple repetitions there. Then after that, we moved over to a set of 12 with 235 pounds. All 3 of these lifts that I've done, the squats, the first set of Romanian deadlifts, and the second set of Romanian deadlifts are up 10 pounds from last time that I did this workout, which would have been about 2 weeks ago. I stayed relatively the same with my squats, went down 1 repetition and up 10 pounds. That's pretty good for me. And then kept the same number of repetitions for my Romanian deadlifts and went up 10 pounds on each one of these. Once again, this one felt pretty good, but my grip's starting to fail again. It's hard to hold on to 235 pounds with a double overhand grip for however long that set took, maybe 30 seconds or so. But I don't train my grip too much, and my deadlifts are my primary source of getting that training in. Felt pretty good about those 3 lifts, but the weight is definitely getting heavy, especially for those squats. So I'm going to be trying 285 pounds again next time, trying to increase my repetitions from 11 up to 15 over the course of my 3 sets. Now I moved into the hack squat machine. I'm starting to get the hang of this machine in particular. Realized if I scoot my lower back a little bit higher up into the seat, that I can push the weight more straight up against gravity instead of trying to push all my weight back into the machine and getting kind of stuck. So I'm definitely going to be making progress on the hack squat machine as I continue to train my legs. I was able to do 10 more pounds this time for a set of 10. Well, actually, I did a whole set of 20, but I broke it up into 10, and then I rested for a little bit, caught my breath, did a set of 5, rested for another second, and busted out those last 5 repetitions so that I made it to 20 repetitions. Hack squats are tough after you just got done with your squats and deadlifts. Let me tell you, my quads are very fatigued right here, and I'm excited to be done with that repetition. Look at my face, I'm exhausted. After finishing up the hack squats, I started doing some extreme stretching. If you watched my last video for my chest and shoulders and triceps, today we did an extreme stretch for the quads. This is called the couch stretch. I didn't really feel that intense of a stretch on this one. I mean, it definitely was a stretch, but I'm going to have to figure out a way to get a little bit of a better stretch. My quads were pretty loose and warm after doing all those squats and hack squats. So this stretch really wasn't as intense as it could have been, but it's also not a tall enough bench, so I can't get my knee so that my shin is straight up and down. You can see there it's got a little bit of an angle. Next time, use a little bit of a taller bench so that I can get a little better stretch in my quad and kind of go from there. I held this stretch for a minute on each side, and then we moved over into the calf raise. I pretty much gave up on the seated calf raise machine at this gym. The pad sucks and it just cuts into my quads, and even if it does maybe work my calves a little bit better, I don't want to put up with kind of a crappy piece of equipment. So moved over into this seated calf raise machine that we used last time, and this machine is pretty comfortable and I can get a full range of motion on my calves, get a good flex in my foot, and get a full extension. So I feel like I'm working these a lot better than I am on the seated calf raise machine. Moved up 15 pounds here from last time for one set of 20 with a slow negative, and then one set of 40 pulses at the top of the repetition range. And that's all for the workout for today, guys. Felt pretty solid about it. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you next time. Tyson Winder signing out.